top of the morning to you, or something, I don't know. My name is Great Entertainer, and we're here at the Great Entertainer Show to show you a story brought to us by Reddit's prorevenge. Yep, I'm reading this with you, so I most likely will not have any idea on what happens. It's not my story, it's from you Tough Plankton, yeah, that guy. So, a few years back, my old car was on its last legs. My mechanic said it wouldn't last much longer, and the best thing to do is sell it cheap and move on before it gave out and was ready to be scrapped. Loved that little car, but I put it up on Craigslist for $500 and got a bite. The guy buying it was in his 20s, with his pregnant wife, and his dad was footing the bill. I was clear with them that it was sold as is, and it wouldn't make any promises about its longevity. Barr said that if it lasted 6 months, he'd be happy with the purchase. So he signed the bill of sale, and I handed over the title. Well, I immediately went to the DMV's website and registered as a sale, and assumed he would finish the process by transferring the title. Turns out I was a lot wrong about two things. One, the car lasted much longer than 6 months, and he didn't bother to pay $77 to transfer the title. I discovered this when I received a rider ticket for running a red light. I was confused because the street was way across town in an area I rarely visit. When I went online to view the high-res traffic cam photos, I found it was the battery in my old car, but my name was still attached to the plates. After some serious cursing, I copied the records, dates, bill of sale, etc., and mailed copies to the courthouse. It was his citation, but I had to prove it to the court. 2 weeks later, I got another letter from the Fuse, another ticket, this time for speeding. Same drivers, same car, same plates, with my name still attached. Again, had to copy all the paperwork, write a long letter to the clerk, and mail it to the courthouse. Oh man, I was getting pissed. Well, I would. The story's not mine, so yeah, let's continue. Guy must have been getting pissed. The third ticket really made me mad. I started making calls and discovered that this scam is pretty common. Some folks buy junker and rank up fines till they abandon the car and their name was never on it, so nobody bothers to punish them for it. It's all on the previous owner to clean up the mess, prove who was at fault. And this time, I wrote an extra long letter to the court clerk and did a little research to include the guy's picture, home address, and listed the phone number. Few months went by and I thought it was over. Frick, the car should have given up by now anyway. Then, fourth ticket arrived. Dun dun dun. Oh god, the guy's gonna be in trouble. This is in prorevenge, guys. Must be cool. Showing him in high-res, zipping past the radar cam with my old car, with my old bumper sticker still in the back, Giant Meteor 2016, and all his kids peeled into the back seat. Fifth and sixth tickets felt like groundhog's day. I didn't even bother to put the paperwork away. I kept it down on my desk, ready to copy. By the time our seventh ticket arrived, we were well beyond a year beyond the sale, and enough was enough. This wasn't some dude forgetting to do some paperwork or not knowing the right way to go about buying a car. This was intentional. It was time for some pro-revenge. Yeah, pro-revenge, like the subreddit. That's what I want to hear. Hopefully you're entertained by this. Here at the Great Entertainer Show, we're in stories, we're playing video games, and always entertain ourselves. So, entertain me, person who's writing this. First, I called the police and said, after a week of back and forth, I finally spoke with a traffic cop who said, enough is enough, and went to pay the guy a visit. He said he couldn't disclose what would happen during that discussion. Total amount of likely unpaid traffic tickets was enough to get his attention. The tickets and late fees were several times the value of the car. This wasn't enough. Just having to pay his tickets wasn't appropriate for the 7 freaking times I had to copy the damn bill of sale for the court clerk. So I started going back through my records of every ticket and every photo, and I found an interesting theme. In every photo, his tiny kids in the car and his newborn infant, all packed into the back seat. Called Child Protective Service anonymously, didn't provide any information that was 100% factual and verifiable. The tickets showed that this guy was operating an identity fraud scheme out of his home. Essentially stealing my identity and who knows how many others. His children were present throughout. Furthermore, regularly violated traffic rules and put his children in serious danger by speeding, running red lights, and committing other traffic violations. If he was doing this stuff so often in front of a big white camera, how do you think he was driving when he wasn't being watched? I declined to provide my name or number, as I had nothing more to offer and didn't want to be involved in any case or further. I gave them the evidence I had of the 3 small children in dangerous and illegal situations, all of which were verifiable by every photo evidence in the court documents. After I stopped getting traffic tickets from him, maybe the car finally gave out. Did it? Or did he go to jail? Cha-cha. Guys commenting. LK machine, whatever. I wonder how he managed to always get caught by traffic cameras. It's remarkable he could drive so badly that and never got pulled over by an actual officer. You see, officers are not everywhere. They're not Jesus. They're not our Christ, our Lord, our Savior. They're not everywhere. So, I guess that's number 1. I guess we're saying 2 stories here. Yes, baby! A second story? Yay! How to get an English teacher fired. You see, I don't care if it's an English teacher, I care it's a teacher. You see, once dealing with a teacher, you see, trying to destroy a teacher, it takes hard work. Only the best of us can do it. Only the greatest and most successful of us can finally get rid of these tyrants. I basically did my hand like this needs to stop move. But let's be entertained, guys. Great entertainer, the Great Entertaining Show. I'm gonna entertain you. This guy is gonna entertain all of us. This wait a minute. Groutmoich wrote this story. So Groutmoich. That's an old story I had forgotten until I read another about a sexist teacher. Yeah, he's really into the number 6. Nothing weird. Nothing weird there. My sister teacher was sexist too. Okay, I'm gonna read tackle and against and not sex and not that thing, cause yeah, that's bad. My sister teacher was tackle too. She was consistently grading guys lower than girls because guys were good at science and girls were good at literature and languages. It turns out my sister wasn't okay with that, but when she complained to the administration, it went nowhere. Want proof? You're gonna get proof. You know what? Giving you her, he's like, the teacher is like, I'm gonna give you better grades at this, but I'm gonna give you worse grades at this. I'd be okay if it was 1, but be not okay if it was 2. If it was a fair thing, it would be like, you get you wrote for an 18 at English, you're gonna get 20. And you wrote it for 18 German, and you're gonna get a 16. You're gonna be like, okay, pretty much the same, so I guess I'm satisfied, I guess. Who cares? But yeah, next planned exam. She didn't write her name on the paper. Instead, she wrote one of her guy friends. While her guy friend was purposefully flocking his own paper, what wrote my sister's name on it. You know what? I'm gonna imagine names. Anna is the girl, and Harrington is the guy. No, that's a weird name. I'm not gonna remember it. Anna and Rick and Morty. Yeah. So. A few other pairs in the classroom were in on it and did exactly the same. Next week, the graded papers came back. Whole class, consistent grades. Girls, amazing. Guys, flanked or barely passed. Except all the guys' papers were written by girls and all the girls were written by guys. When my assistant pointed it out and told the teacher what they'd done, they started yelling at each other, and my sister was asked to leave and never come back, with a threat of having her thrown to the school. Well, my sister wasn't alone in this, and it wouldn't be fair for her to be the only one punished. So, about how the class left, and all of them were in the principal's office to complain. All the papers as proof. Turns out, someone really was thrown out of the school. Teacher was fired. The academy was told that she was forbidden to teach ever again. Well, got exempt for the rest of the year. And as it turned out, some of the guys got better English grades than some of the girls. Who knew? Well, skedaddle, this is the thing that magic of the revenge. Skedaddle, skedoodle, your pee-pee is now a noodle. That's what you can do with revenge. Make people's pee-pees into noodles. So, yeah, I have recorded this into a long time ago. I'm gonna actually make some PUBG gameplay for you. Do you want it? I don't know. You deserve PUBG gameplay. You own this right. But yeah, I guess 15 minutes still not enough content for you. So, I guess this is another story about a boss threatened to people that they're like trash. So I showed him what boss threatened me like trash. So I showed him what I can do. That's what Pearson said. So Kieran, my store, Talet, Kieran's half owner, our dragon, whatever. Kieran's direct competition. Well, backstory: I work at a local game store, LGS. Do you mean lags? I'm gonna call it lags just to be funny. LGS would be able to would be. It basically is lags without any of the what are A, U, and I? These things. I don't really remember it. Okay. I don't remember anything. My memory is blank. Yeah. So lags sells nerd hobby stuff and like Magic the Gathering and Warhammer. Oh my god, I know Warhammer. Had been a customer for Lags, Kieran, whatever, for many years before becoming an employee through Lag and Perseverance. An opening came through and I was able to wiggle my way into an event planner role in charge of planning and running all out nightly and large tournaments for various games. 4 p.m. to 10 a.m. is my work, 5 nights a week. Only as the only employee from 7 p.m. on. With the customers over time, I become friends with all the regular customers that I'm not already friends with. The things to come. Skip forward a few months. The manager, who usually moderates the stupidity of the owners, goes on a much-deserved month-long vacation. Now Tyler steps up at the plate and it's all the orders. Oh, wait a minute. And it's doing all the orders from the store. For the store, whatever. Tyler doesn't pay any of these games, and frankly, I don't understand why he even owns a stake in the store. Steak. The edible one. Whatever. Tyler thinks he knows better than his staff, of which I am one of 3, who actually all pay these games. And now, what products are popular and which are trash? He's constantly wasting money on products that don't sell. For example, we'll buy 2 core games and 2 of each expansion, assuming that everyone who buys the base game will sink $100 into all the expansions. The Richtens, what are these? The bad orders are frustrating but tolerable. Then he starts messing with the event schedule. Had another LGS open in our area, RD Dragon. And up until this point, I personally had a soft arrangement with the owner of RD Dragon to not conflict on our events, so we can both be healthy. Well, now Tyler changes up our schedule to conflict with RD Dragon, whatever, and tries to increase price support. The result of that was the regular customers getting confused and missing their irregular events that had been the same time and day for years. Every night I'm going personally apologizing for the mistakes to the owner and what I'm doing everything to help the customers. Oh, the guy. Why is this guy at the store? Why? Like, I haven't worked myself, but I imagine. Well, I think I know people that work. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think most people have this thing. Yeah, is it relatable? I have never worked in my life. I'm going to school still. What can I say? Well, let's continue. The catalyst. Where I live, if you work 6 hours, the government says you must have 30 minutes of break in there. Up until now, my co-worker would take their break in when I get at 4. Usually earlier than I come in early off the clock for them. And would take my break at 6:30, right before they leave. Well, now Tyler has decided to cut costs and get rid of that overlap. But I'm still working 6-hour shifts with nobody else around to watch the store while I'm on break. So I tell him about this issue, and he just shrugs it off like it's no big deal. Then he beats around my brass for a while until I ask him clearly, "Are you asking me to skip my break?" To which he says no, but he gets very testy with me. The problem goes unresolved until I'm at work alone, and I tell him I'm gonna go take my break, and if that means I leave the store unattended for 30 minutes, that's my legal right. Wasn't supposed to. I just wanted to see how he would respond. So he ends up driving 30 minutes each way at dinner time to sit at the cash for 30 minutes while I go get pizza. Yeah. Well, whatever. He doesn't like that I've done this, so he drops 12 hours out of my schedule. Well, which I can financially survive short term. But if this is how he responds at his own mistakes, then so be it. The betrayal. A few days later, nothing is resolved yet. I walk to our competitor, RD Dragon, and ask the owner there for a full-time job as an event planner. No resume, just my name. Was enough. We talk for a bit and I walk out with a job offer for more hours and a better work environment. Once I get an official letter of offer, I give my 2 weeks notice at K-Run. Tyler had a history of firing employees via text while he was on vacation. It just so happened that he was on vacation for a weekend. So I quit to him via text. I expected him to fire me on the spot as he had done with other employees. Instead, he didn't. And that was almost more satisfying as him firing me. Because it was acknowledgeable that I am important to him at that point. While I am at it, I ask for him to restore me to the hours that I had before because of this point. At this point, I have nothing to lose here. He gives me back most of my hours. Tyler isn't liked in the community by anyone, and he's directly driven away by customers before by being aggressive towards them. The setup. Well, you see, I'm basically trying to see what will happen, but I'm really confused. Yeah, I see that he's gonna do something and backstab everything to death. I'm entranced in the local. That was, by the way, the chair here. My feet need somewhere to rest. Feet need rest. Okay, now let's continue. I'm entrenched in the local gaming communities. I have intentionally built the brand of the trustful employee who is looking out for the players as best as he can while balancing business interests. I'm well liked by most players, so over the next 2 weeks of my time at Karen, I stopped doing all the extra work and I had been doing to help keep the store in order. I stopped managing the social media, cause that was just something I took the initiative, and instead of it being my job description, Tyler ended up with changing the times of main events for no apparent reason. But that kept rubbing players the wrong way, and I'm there at night with them alone still, so I can slide all the blame towards Tyler and learn off myself. Spend the time doing the work that needs to be done, and no more. Spend the rest of my time socializing with the players as I always have. But now I have another motive, to make sure Tyler's personal reputation will be nothing but ashes. And not with double S, but an SH, not with a double S. That would be actually good. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Nothing weird, just kidding. So, I upped the price to support I upped the price support for some games to build a better relationship with the players. I do everything I can except actual sabotage to the business. Tyler now starts his morning by reviewing all the security footage from previous night to watch me for anything he can try to use against me. I've done nothing, and he cannot record the audio due to local laws. Oh, tan. The first week of notice goes by mostly fine. Tyler really can't do anything to me because he has nothing and I have nothing to lose. He tries anything with me. I just leave early and started our dragon early. I had begun whatever that I don't know. It writes. I had begun spend a lot of time in the store. I would come in and open to paint miniatures and keep my presence to the store while the owners were there, listening to everything they say. At first, they just didn't say anything related to me, but then gave up, just talking about me and everything while I was there. Never gave them an opportunity to talk in the store without me being in the building. The contract. On Saturday night, the other owner sends me an employment contract to sign. Now's a good point to mention that I had been working without a written contract, which is fine where I live because pay stubs are enough to prove employment. Verbal and handshake agreements, they're fine. Definitely not the normal, but fine. I take my time to read the contract and note all the problem areas of it. A few sections like non-competition clauses and non-socialization clauses were in there, and I told him I would not sign this until these sections are in the contract. Either way, I'll leave my why am I speaking like this? And that dang was a chair. Ding ding ding, top of the morning. Well, I would not sign these and while these sections were in contact. Stop, chair! Bad chair! Stop moving! Let's continue. Well, either way, I've given my notice a week prior. A week. Wait a minute. I'm making this readable. A week prior. It's completely stupid to give me this, and even dumber to ask me to sign it. So I don't. I send the contract to my partner's father, who happens to be a small business lawyer, and he gives it a look and just tells me not to sign it, and get confirmation that my employees see and that I reject the contract. And best part, I asked for a contract when I started, and the owners dragged their feet about it. Now that I'm leaving to work as their competitor, they're terrified, and there's no contract and no rules on what I can do. The last week, the owners take their sweet time getting the schedule up. Their sweet time. Sweet time. Yeah, that really sounds weird, but yeah, they take their time. And I was in a while where wait a minute. I need to clear my mind from negative thoughts. Clear my mind. Well, I was in a while where why am I speaking like this? Why? Well, I guess this is the last story. I most likely will fall asleep after this one. The owners take their sweet time in getting the schedule up. It was in while they were working on it and finished it. And this was a Monday morning, and I was supposed to be working that night. But I was told previously I wouldn't be working that night. When they were done, I asked to see the schedule so I can plan my week out. Tyler says he's gonna host it online in an hour, but it's right in front of him. He doesn't want me to see it while I'm there in person. Not good. A few hours later, he posts the schedule. I was supposed to work 3 more days that week. Instead, I was only scheduled I was only scheduled on the last day they could, and outside of my normal hours too. So, just say screw that and tell the manager, who I love pretty much and appreciate dearly, that I wouldn't be there for that shift, and he would have my key next day. So he was supportive and understanding of the garbage I had dealt with. Now, the revenge. I started early at RD Dragon. They gave me seamless employment so that it wouldn't hurt my finances, and it's very appreciated. Now I'm properly able to reenact my revenge. I had first gone to my all closest friends. I first had all my closest friends to stop going to Cameron in favor or RD Dragon. then got the largest community and highest paying community that I was also a large member of, and a community organizer of outside my job, to move to RD Dragon, all at the same time, immediately after I left. Kran's is the largest communities. Kran's largest communities up and left moved to RD Dragon on support of me. I then moved the second largest community and the third largest community. Suddenly in a month, I've taken a majority of Kran's customers and moved them to be customers of RD Dragon. Came up with plans and seems to help players move easier, while also taking Kran's best stock for themselves. So, what's the aftermath? The Kran still exists. It will perish for long. Ha ha ha. Well, just kidding. That's not something written here. But though it has only been a month, they had to shift their entire business model because I took the paramilitary business with me. RD Dragon is thriving. My new boss is ecstatic with how well I've done for their store, and I'm currently the only employee at RD Dragon who specifically works there. We have a few people who come from other stores. The owner owns to cover times we aren't available. I've become an almost partner with the two owners of RD Dragon, deciding which way each of them uses it best. For each scenario, I'm setting up RD Dragon to be a powerhouse in the community and to take on more employees down the road. TLDR, whatever. I don't know what this is. Small business owner pushes around the employee. The employee goes to the direct competitor and takes the majority of the customers with him. You see, I'm gonna give you this as my opinion. The person could then become the owner of the place and then build an empire out of RD Dragon stores and rule the world somehow. I don't know how he could do that. He could plow something into the players' minds and make them some sort of nanobots or something. But that would be weird, and I wouldn't do that. But yeah, he could fill in his pockets with a lot of that green stuff. That green dollars everywhere. Ah, that's great. Money, money, money. I love it. But I think that is it lagging for you, what you're watching? No, it's not. Yeah, I just watched it. But that's it for today's video. Today's video was a how to take revenge or something, I don't know. So that's it, and peace out, and like, share, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends, and stay great and entertaining, and be entertained by me or whatever. I don't know. I'm entertaining something, whatever. Wait a minute, what is this thing? Whatever. So that's it. Goodbye.